Welcome to a Friday edition of Cranky Motorsports. I have been doing a lot of work on my kids' tractors this week. I'm off work this week, not by choice necessarily, but I'm working from home and just getting stuff around the house done. So this is one I've actually been working on, I think, 2 years now. I think I started this in 2018, so it's about time I finished the stinking thing. And she said she wanted a pink and white tractor with pink racing stripes, and that's what I got her. So it's a 1977, I think, Roper 16T chassis. Would have originally had a Briggs twin in it. And the chassis, the transmission's all original, so basically I just painted everything pink. The dash is off like a 1969 Suburban. The motor is a brand new Predator 212. And I'm not really a fan of repowering these things with Predators, but in my kids' sake, I want something they can putt around on that I don't have to work on. And as much as I hate Predators, because everybody puts them in everything, they run. They're $100 and they run. They run pretty good. So I got one in her tractor. I ordered one for my son's tractor, which I'll show you in a minute. But this has a 67 Suburban 10 nose and hood on it. And I painted all the inserts and the grill pink to match. It's a pretty sharp looking tractor. I mean, I wasn't real sure how it was going to look until I got it done. I didn't want to paint over the decals on the hood, so it still has the orange Suburban 10 decals, which kind of looks a little hokey, but it also has a purple seat. So I kept the Roper steering wheel on it. It has a Craftsman horn button because that's what I had that fits. So it's a pretty nice looking machine. I'm pretty happy with it. I put a toolbox under the seat. That's another one of my little mods that I like doing on these. Basically, those are originally supposed to bolt onto the fenders, but if you stick some big flat washers on the bolts and use it to hold the seat spring down, works pretty good. So that's what I got going on with this one. All I have left to do on it, really, I painted the side cover over here. That I got to put on later on when it's dry. The motor, I need to move it back an inch and move it up an inch to get the belt alignment a little bit better. These Predators, the center line on the crank is very low compared to the Onan or the Briggs that was in this originally. And then I'm going to pull the front wheels off this and stick some different ones on because I got paint all over the tires and I got to clean the paint off the back tires, but the back rims are actually in pretty nice shape. They're nice. I just got to wash them, get all the dirt off them, and that'll pretty much be hers. And then my son's, he said he wanted a red tractor. So I bought Rust-Oleum Professional Safety Red. And let me tell you, today was 82 degrees. It was very sunny. This paint is so bright, I had to wear sunglasses to paint it, and I couldn't even tell if I had painted the whole thing because I was painting red over orange. But I believe I got all the paint done on it. This is a 1967 Suburban 10 chassis, and basically this would have originally just had these little tiny footboards on here. I took a set of footboards from a Roper RT10 and welded them right in the middle onto it, and then I have a piece of unistrut going under the tractor. Although somebody just pointed out the fact that when I put a belt on this thing, the belt's probably going to rub on the unistrut, which I guess I didn't really think that through. Originally, I was just going to make a 90-degree bracket to go down here from the frame and run under the footboard. Then I had a bunch of unistrut, and I figured it'd be a good idea to use it. So drilled a hole in the frame, used a 3/8 carriage bolt with a little eye bolt. The eye bolt sucks the unistrut up to the bottom of the frame and then bolts on underneath the footboard. So theoretically, if I needed to, I could cut the unistrut right under the frame and the belt would clear perfectly fine. I think this whole arrangement would still work fine. If I did that, it just wouldn't have as much side-to-side strength on it. And again, this is like a Mako paint job. It's a 10-footer. It looks pretty good. I tried to get as much under the frame as I possibly could, but I did not strip this thing down to bare metal and take every piece off and paint it. I just don't have time to do that anymore. So it'll look nice enough. It'll be good for him. I got his dash over there painted, or getting ready to be painted. Fell over in the wind, so I'm glad I didn't paint it yet, but 67 style dash, which I just need to finish sanding it and get this thing in paint. That's his dash, and then I already have his hood painted. I gotta do fenders too. So I mean, I still have a few things left to do on his tractor, but here's the hood. And the paint on this hood was terrible to begin with. It actually had lots of paint flaked off all the way down to the metal. And again, knowing that my kids are going to beat these things up and scratch the crap out of them and stuff, There is no way in heck I'm taking the time to take all the paint off of every single panel down to bare metal and redo this. So I painted it white. Again, I masked off the stickers to keep those as best I could. Painted the hood white, and you can see the rough paint, and then I painted the stripes on it, but I didn't let the stripes, I didn't let the paint cure long enough, so the stripes kind of got a little bit wrinkled, but the rest of the paint looks crummy, and they actually look better now that they're dried. They're just a little bit wrinkled. So the whole key to this, and my kids don't know this yet, but both of my kids are into Super Mario Brothers right now, and half the reason why Jake wanted a red tractor is because Mario's his favorite character. So what I plan to do, because Jake's tractor's red and he likes Mario, on the hood, I'm going to get the Mario Kart M, the circle logo, and I'm going to stick it right in the middle of the racing stripes on the hood. So his will be kind of like a Mario Kart tractor, and then my daughter's, I'm going to get the Princess Peach logo, like a 6-inch circle, and put it right in the middle of the hood, in the middle of the racing stripes, to make it look, again, kind of like a Super Mario thing. And then I'm also going to get like some spiny shells or something and put them on the back of the hitch plate, just to make it look a little bit cooler for them, because that's what they're into. So it's the little details like that that really make this stuff. And I don't know, I might get a decal for the side of this thing just to say Emma on it or something like that, and Jake on his, but I'm pretty happy with how this came out. And I know my kids, Emma's already seen hers, Jake hasn't really seen his because I just painted it today, but once I start getting it pieced together, I think they'll be really excited about it. So that's just a little update on their tractors. Other stuff I got going on, I got these, the GT14 Very Drive. I started stripping that thing down. I actually put the rear end in this 77/18/6 chassis. The funny thing about those rear ends, they bolt right into a Sears tractor. They had spacers, these little spacers here, because the frame on the Very Drive is wider than a Suburban, so if you take those spacers off, the transmission bolts right in. The problem with it is the drive pulley on it, it sits out about 3/4 of an inch further than a Suburban. So what you have to do is take the drive pulley off, knock the center of the pulley out, flip the pulley around backwards, and weld the center back in. Then the pulley sits concave, facing inboard on the tractor, and then it bolts right in perfectly fine. So what this is going to be, this is actually just a bunch of parts machines that I'm putting together. That's going to be up for sale pretty soon. I call it El Bastardo because it's just a bunch of bastardized parts being put together. It's a 69 front frame, 77 rear frame, GT14 Very Drive rear end, and that's the same rear end that's in a Sears, except for it's only a 3-speed, so there's no high-low lever on it. It has a larger pulley on it, but it's only a 3-speed, so I have no idea what the ground speed on that transmission is going to be, but that one's getting put together. Other than that, I haven't done really too much. I traded a Tecumseh for these tires last night for a buddy of mine. These are 26/12/12 Carlisle WT 300s, so I'm not sure what those are going to go on yet. They're calcium filled, so they weigh a metric buttload. They're freaking heavy tires, but those are going to go on something. Haven't really done anything to the 679 in a while. I do need to pull the rear wheels off because one of the hubs keeps falling off, and I was debating pulling this transmission out, locking it, and putting that in my D10S, because that transmission pops out of second gear now since the last time I took it to plow day. 68 Suburban 12 I still haven't done anything with other than put the motor in. This one I got to wire it up. I got to put a Kohler style coil in it. The Roper I haven't done anything with really in the past couple of weeks, and the Mongrel, it's still waiting to be worked on. So I bought some batteries yesterday, so I got batteries for some of the projects, but crappy thing is the Mongrel, the rear end started leaking. Pretty frustrated about that, but I was warned by a good buddy of mine, Jeffrey Katera from Katera's Collection, that if you try to use a screwdriver to split the case in half, it's a good way to have a leak, and that's exactly what I did. So I had taken a screwdriver, stuck it in between the two halves of the case, and gave it a little tappy with a hammer, broke the seal, and then pulled the thing all apart. Not a good thing to do, so don't do that. Use a razor blade or a rubber mallet and just bang on the case until it comes apart. The other thing I did today, I put the original 68 nose and hood back on Miss Emily, so that's really my OG SS12 tractor. That's like the second tractor or third tractor I ever owned, and I've had that one since about 2010. So that one, it could use a little freshening up here and there, but it's such a workhorse, I never really have to do anything with it. That's got a 1977 rear end in it, a spline rear end. Everything on the tractor just works good, so I got no complaints with that thing. But just a little short update. I'll catch up with you guys later. It's Memorial Day weekend, so I'm sure I'll still be getting some work done over the course of the weekend. My two SS16s, that guy's a 74, and this 73, I got to pull those out. This one, I think the governor might be messed up on the engine because it revs up really high, but when I start putting a load on it, the engine bogs down really fast, and it doesn't seem like the governor kicks in, so I'm not sure if I'm going to pull that one apart and fix it, or if I'm just going to swap another Onan in it for now. I've never really worked on the governors on those. I've done a lot of other stuff, as you've seen from my videos, but never really worked on the governor, so I guess we'll see where that goes. But that tractor's so nice. That thing deserves definitely to be kept in good condition. So I'm going to let you guys go for now. Have a great day. Thanks for watching Cranky Motorsports. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend, and just have a great day. Watch where you're going. Jake, move. Yeah, well, it's a lot more vibration when you go full throttle. What do you think? You like the seat and everything? It's still not quite done.